Treasure. I'm Diane Pruitt. I'm going to cap this because we don't want any wet paint right now. We'll get back to this in just a little while. So I'll move my alcohol wipes. This is going to have to go completely off screen. And if you were with us yesterday, you remember we made a repair to this broken glass pane using an ancient Japanese art form called Kintsugi. And again, if you're Japanese and I have butchered that name with my southern accent, I'm really sorry. I love the art form. I love what it stands for. We're all beautifully broken, and you put the pieces back together. In this Japanese art form, you do it with gold leaf. We used gold mica and resin, and you celebrate the brokenness rather than throwing it in the trash. We don't want to throw each other away. We want to lift each other up, and we do that simply by putting each other back together. Straighten someone's crown without telling them that you're straightening their crown. I'm Diane Pruitt. Welcome to the studio at Two Girls Treasure. I'm going to turn this fan off. I had it on to ensure that my paint would dry quickly before we went live because we started working early this morning. We're open from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday. We're located at the PD State Farmers Market in Florence, South Carolina. We're only a half mile off I-95. Stop in and see us. It is our annual warehouse sale, and we do have a lot of our home furnishings marked down. We also are adding new sales to the annual warehouse sale today, and we'll add some more tomorrow. If you have done any Iron Orchid Designs for any amount of time, you know what this is. If you have not, this is one of the first generation formats for an Iron Orchid Designs transfer set. Now, the transfers now are in flat packs, which makes life so much easier because you can compose your images a little bit easier. I'll show you what I mean. Let's cut this open, take this top off, and I'll show you, ta-da, just like that. I will show you how cumbersome this used to be. Now, you always find a workaround. There's the transfer. There's no tool in here. Yes, there is. It's inside. Ta-da! The transfer tool. We'll put the tube to the side. I save those because I'm positive I'm going to do something with them. And this is the transfer set. Now this is called, dun dun dun, this is Japonica. And it is a beautiful Japanese-inspired transfer set. It's large format, so it fits this window amazingly well. There is white space all the way around. You can trim that off, or you can just work around it. We are probably going to work around it. I say that, and then you know me, I'll get the scissors out. But with a large format transfer, you can lay it down, take your protective back sheet off first, lay it down, smooth it out as you go, and just rub it on. With your flat packs, you have either 4 or 8 sheets. You do cut the white space out, and then you lay your pieces together in the format that you want it to be created, and you apply it to your surface. We are going to apply this transfer set to our window. We have a very special purpose for this window and this transfer. We're donating this, so I'm going to cut away some pieces from this edge so that it's easier for me to see where it needs to fall against the edge of the window. And you know me, I'll probably go ahead and just cut some of the white space away anyway. I need to see the image, not the white space, when I compose my layout. That makes it easier on me. Now, you'll note there's a frame piece right here in the center of the window. Right here. You can do this any way you like. You can bring your transfer all the way over to it, and then you can round it over that framework piece. Or one of my favorite things to do is trim the transfer right at that framework edge, then bring this section over and move forward from that section, so that once it's laid out, once it's put on the substrate material, whether it's a window or a piece of wood or whatever you may have available to you that you're working with, your image is cohesive. I'm going to go ahead and cut to right there. We're going to have some extra from this, and we'll have to decide what is going to stay and what we're going to relinquish. But now that fits up underneath there a little bit better. And let's straighten this top edge. Fortunately, these transfers came with little bits of tape to hold them together. However, once you cut those apart, there's nothing to hold your protective back sheet to your front cover. So make sure if you pull it apart that you grab a couple of pieces of tape and tape your edges back in place so that your transfer is still straight on the protective back sheet while you're cutting out your design, and so that once you do cut out your design, it doesn't flip over. You see how it wants to roll a little bit right here on the edge. If you're not careful, it will roll up. Turn your ceiling fans off when you're doing a transfer, because the ceiling fan will flip your transfer upside down and it will be a done deal. So we're going right here, and I will take my trusty razor blade. If you have an X-Acto, that's perfect. It's also helpful if you need it, and sometimes we all need that extra little. Pull a couple of pieces of tape. Once you have your image laid out where you want it to be applied on the glass, then just lay some tape down so that when you get ready to cut, it doesn't slide, because it will, because it absolutely will. All right, let's do this. We're going to make a fold right here. Make sure we don't have any extra on the sides. And then we're going to take our razor blade. This has grid lines, and the grid line is pretty crooked as we go down. That's our grid line. So we're going to mark that right there. I can cut it down the edge with my razor blade, but you know what? Our scissors are probably the better option here. So we're coming right down this grid line all the way to the end. And I'll just go ahead and cut back top to bottom so that we stay on that grid line. These are so helpful. These grid lines were started by Iron Orchid Designs. They are very innovative and creative, and once they recognized that we needed a little guide so that when we applied our transfers, we applied them straight, they created these grid lines on the protective cover sheet, but they're not part of the transfer. They just simply give us that guide as we're making our application, Thank you. I hope you do too. Have a beautiful day. They just give you a guide so that when you apply your transfer, you can make sure it's straight as you lay it down. Now, here's the fun part. We're going to take our tape off. We're going to lift our transfer and we're going to remove that protective back sheet. We're going to do this carefully since we're using a tube transfer. We don't want it to roll over on itself. So we're going to lay the bottom in and we will work our way up, bottom to top. Rub it with your hand as you go. Let's get that piece of tape out of the way so our bird applies where we need it. And there we go. All the way down. Absolutely beautiful. All right. Let's take this section. Same thing. There's our bird and our continuation of our flower. Let's lay that behind the lock mechanism for the glass. And let's find our grid line. It will be this one right here. And we will trim out that excess. And we'll use it on another project. And to secure this, we have tape on one side. We're going to go ahead and put a couple of pieces on the other. This will protect your image and keep your image attached to the protective back sheet. And we'll just move this out of the way because we won't need that. All right, same thing. We're going to remove the protective back sheet carefully. I'm going to actually leave this on the window and pull the protective back sheet out from under it. Smooth it top to bottom. Once you lay it down, don't pick it back up. Now I have some wrinkles. We're going to work through those wrinkles, but do not pick it back up. Here's the reason why. Once you lay this down, you have your sticky part already on your surface, and if you pick it back up, your sticky part's already down. You're going to rip it, leave it alone, work through the wrinkles. Wrinkle cream will not help us here. Once it's laid down, rub your hand over it so it's nice and smooth. We're over the glass part that we sealed with resin and gold yesterday, so we're going to be careful right there. And we're going to go ahead and use our transfer tool, and we're going to rub over the entire image one good time. This should not be a hard, don't put a lot of pressure on it. Don't rub hard. Not because you're rubbing over glass, but because you don't need to rub hard when you're applying a transfer. You might have to rub repeatedly, but you should never have to rub hard. If you have carpal tunnel or rheumatoid arthritis, something that causes your hands to hurt, this should be a good exercise. It should never hurt. Whether you have rheumatoid or not, doing this activity should never hurt your hands. If it does, stop and get some help. But you should never have to rub so hard that it hurts you. I had an 86-year-old who was capable of doing this, and she loved it. This is a good physical therapy activity. Not to mention, it's just fun, y'all. It is just a lot of fun. All right, now we're going to get serious about the application. So I'm going to start up here at the top, and I'm going to lift the edge of the transfer. I'm going to make sure that my transfer lays down. There we go. Make sure it comes off the page. And rub over it many times as you need to. Again, not hard. One, we're on glass. Two, you should never have to rub this really hard. And just follow the transfer and let it do its job while you do yours. Your job is to make sure you rub it on nicely. Its job is to stick. If your transfer is not sticking, there's a reason. Now, this transfer is an old format. We keep our store temperature controlled, and that makes a difference. So don't store your transfers in the garage or the attic. That's not helpful. Don't store your transfers in an area of heat. Store your transfers in a temperature controlled environment. Otherwise, you risk them never working properly. And I've seen it happen. Stored it in the attic, stored it in the garage. It got too hot, and it sort of melts it. This is a very fine material that these transfers are made from, a very thin membrane, if you will. These are not UV resistant. Let me say that one more time so you understand. These will not work outside and last. They will fade. I have a bench that even though it was not in direct sun, it was where the sun cast on it and it faded. It will happen. These are not UV resistant. They are made for indoor use only. So please keep that in mind as you are creating your project. Even if you intend to put it on the porch under cover, there's a chance that it will fade. Now, the fun part about that is that you can paint it back in. It is like a paint by number, and then when you repaint, you can paint and shade it however you like. But if you're like me and you're a one and done with a project, you don't want to have to do that. I hate going back and doing a project over again. I have one little piece that didn't come off. I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut some of this excess off so that it's not in the way as we move down. I throw that like I have an assistant clean up after me, and I really don't. You can let the air, if you practice this, you get a little air under that protective cover, and you can use that little air bubble to help you move the transfer off the carrier sheet, the protective sheet, and lay it down on your surface. I love doing transfers on glass because they lay down so easily. This has some very fine detail to it, so I'm being very careful. I don't want to lose any of the detail here. And I really do love this transfer set because it has this amazing visual combination of color and black and white. I'm going to rub over all of this one more time. There are some large sections here. I want to make sure they're laid down well. And you know, I love for a project to take a little bit of time because nobody needs to speed read through these projects. They should be enjoyable. They should fill some of your time with the joy of being creative. So I'm not trying to rush through this because this is going to be an absolutely stunning project. We have the repairs in gold, Kintsugi, and we have a beautiful Japanese floral inspired imagery. And where I would normally utilize my mirror glass spray, we're going to do a special application on this one. And we don't have to seal this. When you work on glass, you don't have to seal this. I've already started painting the framework. I'll go over this again. I wanted to get one color down. We're going to utilize just a couple of different colors, one metallic, one other color to blend with this. This is rustic clay. So we're going to use another color to blend with this so that we have a beautiful framework. I'll paint the back of the frame and I will put some substantial hooks on it so that this will hang beautifully in someone's office or home. This project is going to be donated to our church, First Baptist Church of Florence, and it will be auctioned for a fundraiser to help support the mission back to Japan in 2027. If you remember last year, my girl went to Japan and they are going again. And so we are helping to raise the funds for everyone who signed up to go to go. So this particular project, so beautiful. This particular project is going to be donated for that fundraiser. So if you're interested in placing a bid on this project, let me know. We'll include your bid on the bid sheet at church tomorrow evening. If you're local and you want to attend, please give me a call. Let me know. We love to have guests at church. We welcome you. It is our annual 4th of July cookout, hamburgers, hot dogs, and amazing, amazing praise and fellowship. So we'll look forward to that. We are going to call it a day here. Hello. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. we're going to call it a day here. I'm going to finish the other side of this. Then we will coat the framework. We need to get this done so it's ready for tomorrow evening. So I'll be working diligently for the next little bit of time. If you're local or if you're passing through town, please be sure to stop by and see us. Again, we're at the PD State Farmers Market on Highway 52 in Florence, South Carolina. We are right off I-95, just a half-mile down. Look for the building closest to the highway with the Two Girls Treasure signs all around the building. You can drive all the way around our building. We do not sell plants and produce. We sell vintage home furnishings and home decor and lots of amazing DIY project materials like Iron Orchid Designs. We carry Rethunk Junk Paint by Laura. We carry Pent Art products and Decoupage Queen. We have our Cox Lavender Farm essential oil products on sale. Buy one, get one 50% off. And we have a special offer on our Rethunk Junk Paint by Laura and on our Iron Orchid Designs now through July 8th. Good morning. Thank you for being here. So make sure you stop in or shop us online. There's a section on the website called On Sale and Clearance. That's where you'll find the good deals. Stop in, pick up your special pieces today. Two Girls Treasure, Florence, South Carolina. I'm Diane Pruitt, wishing you a beautiful, beautiful day. Come see us. Take care of yourself and take care of each other. I will see you back here tomorrow morning. We will have a special edition just for our dear friend Virginia, because she's hosting a party tomorrow evening that I will not be able to attend. So tomorrow's tutorial is specifically designed to help Virginia with her party tomorrow evening. Y'all have a beautiful day. Bye now.